Good evening, med students. This is your friendly neighborhood doc, and tonight's class is going to discuss Initial Assessment on Green Lantern Corps Issue 1, written by Jeremy Adams and Morgan Hampton, with art by Fernando Pasarin and Oclair Albert. This is the rebuilding of the Corps. This is the continuation of the story that Jeremy Adams has been building for the last year and a half on Green Lantern to build it into the mega epic saga that it is. This brings Guy Gardner, it brings JoJo Mullins, it brings Kyle Rayner and John Stewart and everyone together. And it shows that for once in their life, they don't have the Guardians to fall back on, and the rings don't have... since they don't have the Guardians, don't have the ability to go choose their wearers. So now it's up to John and some of the scattered lanterns to go back and rebuild the Corps. Now, spoiler alert, but Sorrow has been trying to build his own lantern, so that he can feed that Sorrow and build it and possibly build his own Sorrow Lantern Corps. And they're trying to stop him. But at the end of it, and here's where the spoiler comes in, John Stewart says, why don't we take these fractal lanterns like Sorrow, those that are exhibiting great emotional strength, whether it be fear, anger, willpower, whatever it is, why don't we take them and why don't we help them learn about their powers? Because they ended up going to the city of Palomar on the planet of Tamaran in Sector 2828. And they're fighting this massive, construct is what it is. And it's a construct of fear. And this lady here is afraid of Zal, afraid of her god or her goddess coming and giving judgment to those who don't believe. So, oddly enough, Sinestro, who is, again, for right now, a Green Lantern, helps this girl find her way. And her name is Vexaru. And so he helps Vexaru calm down to the point where she can control that fear, and it doesn't have to destroy her planet and everyone that she loves. So at the end of that, John Stewart bestows upon her a Green Lantern ring. So the art in this is absolutely amazing. Pasarin has done a couple of fill-in issues on Green Lantern in its year and a half run. His artwork is dynamic, it pops, it brings that energy, and you're trying to rebuild an entire corps, an entire army. And this particular book starts off very strong, showing why there is need for a corps to protect the entire galaxy. Why the Green Lanterns are tasked with protecting the entire galaxy, and why their ability to overcome fear, anger, greed, and to tap into things like hope and love and compassion build these characters up into so much more than just regular superheroes, but it taps into my understanding of psychology. It taps into my love of psychology and love of comics and love of these characters, because it makes them so much more than one-dimensional. And I think, just like the regular Green Lantern book, this is going in the absolute right direction under the control of Jeremy Adams, who, like I said, is co-writing with Morgan Hampton. But he's creating this universe, he's creating this galaxy and this police force, but it's not a procedural, boring book. Instead, it's one with heart, it's one with emotion, it's one with psychology, it's one with so many different parts to it that a lot of other writers would probably collapse underneath it. But here, between Adams, Hampton, Pasarin, and Albert, we have a beautiful book with both the writing and the artwork, and we get to see the start of something that I really believe is going to be absolutely amazing.